for you to sort of mentally frame how you would want your career to look like, or what your career will prospectively look like. So I want to encourage you, do not hold back, right? Ask your questions, listen attentively, and it's going to be worth your time. Next slide. All right, so for today's agenda, we'll begin with the national anthem. Then we'll go on to the. I want to encourage you, do not hold back, right? Ask your questions, listen attentively, and it's going to be what you're. And I think someone next slide. Recording. Okay. No, go back, Simeon. I wasn't the one that said that. Go back. All right. So for today's agenda, we'll begin with the national anthem. Today's agenda. I don't know what's happening, right? Ask your questions, listen attentively, and it's going to be what you're. And I think someone next slide. Like someone is speaking on my behalf. I don't understand. All right. We have the national anthem and safety moment. Then we'll introduce our speaker. Then we'll go right to the talk. We have Q&A and closing remarks. Now, this session will not take time. It's going to last for about an hour. So in 1 hour, you're going to receive high-value information. Next slide, quickly. All right, so quickly, we're going to just look at our pray with our very new national anthem. So I'll quickly run through it. Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. True tribe, though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all and proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace or battle honored, this we count as gain. To hand on to our children a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty. Thank you. So quickly, safety moments. If you're joining this call and you are driving, please get to your destination and drop off the call, get to your destination and rejoin the call. It is not safe for you to drive and, have a divided attention. It's not safe at all. You're at risk of an accident. Wherever you are, ensure that if you're using headset, you can hear an alarm, whether it's an alarm from a human being or from an alarm system over your headset. Do not let the volume be so loud that it can hurt your hearing. Also ensure that wherever you are, your workstation is ergonomically sound, you're properly seated, and you're not going to hurt your back or any part of your body as a result of joining this call. All right. So far so good. We have ensure your mics are muted. If you have a comment, you see, and make your comment in the chat box. If you have a question, use Q and make your comments in the chat box. Thank you very much. So quickly, I'll introduce our speaker. Emmanuel Bamidele Ayodele. Wow. He's a graduate engineer at Arade Holdings PLC. He holds a bachelor's in petroleum and gas engineering from the prestigious University of Port Harcourt. I know prestigious wasn't written there, but that's my school, so I'm going to call it. That's my alma mater. Sorry, so I'm going to call it prestigious. Emmanuel has previous working experience in Niger Delta Power Holding Company and NNPC. His areas of interest include operational improvements, drilling engineering, production engineering, and solar PV installation. He's an astute researcher with over 15 paper publications on a wide range of subjects. His previous research work on drilling fluids, digital transformation, and energy economics and security in Nigeria's oil and gas sector are published. He served as the SPE Technical Director in 2019 when the chapter won the Best Technical Chapter in Section 103 and the Best Student Chapter in Nigeria, and also the Outstanding Student Chapter Award, and also the Energy Challenge. He is a PTDF and MTNF scholar. When he's not working, writing papers, or helping his section win awards, he enjoys playing table tennis, reading, and discussing politics. So if your hands are not too busy, make use of the reaction feature on Zoom and give Emmanuel a fantastic welcome. You're welcome, Emmanuel. Over to you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ayodele Emmanuel. It's a great pleasure me being here again. It's another year of the lecture for me that I'm always delighted when I share my experience with people across SPE and when I learn from people. Um, Ella, please confirm to me if I'm to share from my own end or you share from your own end.
You can share from your end. You have the host right.
Okay. Okay, this will be the content of my presentation to you today. First is week safety moments. Second is introduction, my personal journey, the career evolution, the industry insights that stands today, the professional development, then we do a Q&A section. If anybody has a question, you feel free to ask me. Please confirm you can hear the audio, please.
We can hear your audio.
All right.
No, sorry, there's no audio. So you need to share audio.
Sorry?
Sorry,
There's
we
no
can't hear the
audio.
audio.
Okay. Then please, you have to follow there with the subtitle.
Okay.
So for safety moment today, whatever we do, whether in the field, in class, um, on the road, the only acceptable number of accidents or incidents is zero. Let's just be conscious of that. Whatever we do, the only acceptable number is zero. So my personal journey. Um, I joined the University of Port Harcourt in the year 2015, actually 2014, 2015 academic section. Then because of our conventional strikes in Nigeria, you gain admission in 2014, but then you start in 2015. And then on my first year, because of a lot of academic activities, restriction here and there, I could not join SP. Then I joined SP in 2016. From 2016 till date, I've been an up-to-date member of the XP. So I tailored this my presentation towards my personal experience on what SPE has helped me achieve my career since the very first time I joined SPE till date. So this is just like I'll say, an abridged version of my own biography. I just went back through my timelines, my mails, and just pick up key things that define my movement from academics to career-wise and the role SPE has played. So when I joined SPE in 2016, I was able to get a mentor who is currently the section chairman for Abuja Council. That was engineer Dr. Ikechukwu Stanley Okafor. That's Dr. I call him Dr. Ike popularly. For some of us that we are the award party, you see him winning a lot of awards. And so he taught me the introduction to research as a 200 level student. There was a fresh guy who just joined SPE. And from there, I was to develop my first technical paper in 2016 as a 200 level student. In fact, at then, I remember the official course for research and methodology was a 300 level course. But before then, because the SPE gave me access to him, At the time, he was rounding up his PhD in University of Port Harcourt. So I was able to do my first technical paper in 2016, and I think it was developing renewable as a panacea to failing oil price. I did a case study on Nigeria. Then, with information that were made available to me from SPE, I was also able to secure the PTDF scholarship. And then at the time when I was just living my way through school, PTDF scholarship came with a laptop, a full school fees till I graduated. So I think the only school fees my dad paid was in my first year. From second year, third year, to final year, PCDF paid. I'm a full Nigerian, I'm sponsored by Nigeria. So living and accommodation allowance were also paid on annual basis. And that information on what PTDF is, what PTDF can help me achieve, came from SPE. And as I then I could remember the current YP chair now in Abuja, uh, Chisom Okoye, calling Di Maria back then, was also a PTDF scholar. So he encouraged us to apply, told us about the benefits, and later, Chisom Okoye later became SPE president in University of Port Harcourt. So from SPE, I was able to get information about scholarships and got PTDF in 2016. I also got the MTN Foundation Scholarship in 2017, which is about 200,000 naira per year and gives a lot of sponsorship for different programs. Until today, I'll tell you for free. I use MTN, that same line to today because a lot of bonuses are still attached to it. So how was I able to get this? Still from SPE group chat, it was shared. Um, Different senior colleagues. I think that's Okoye Anthony, currently running his PhD in Washington, D.C. now. Okoye Anthony, who later became the president too, was an MTN scholar, and then pushed us through the process. And his friend Peppo Serial pushed us through the process. And like I said today, at least I've mentored 4 or 5 people, not just in Uniports, from EBU Zaria, FUTA, across Nigeria to get the MTN scholarship. So these are information the FC placed at my doorstep, and I was able to utilize them. They are still a lot small, but then don't let me bore you with some of the stories. Some of them are quite long. Also, in my journey in XPE, after being in XPE in 2016, then I've seen how it's done now. My 400 level, the baton is handed over to me to be technical secretary of SPE. So in 2018, I was able to oversee SPE as a technical secretary, SPE Uniport chapter then. We had some little wins, but then we had a bigger plan. Then by 2018, at the end of the semester, I contested for SBA president, of which I lost. And well, I still have my dream intact. So I spoke to the faculty sponsor. I said I would love to start a technical director because most of my manifesto then were around technical things. So he said, okay, you can serve as a technical director while you still work with the person who won the election. So in 2019, I started as a technical director of SPE Uniport, and in that year, I can tell you SPE Uniport won virtually everything. The only thing we could not win was the petrol quiz, which was we think we lost out to AU on a game of luck, just a truck question. So we just had a plan with the right mentorship. We were able to scale through. So 2019, SPE Uniport was the best chapter in section 103, best chapter in Nigeria, best and Oscar Award, top 5% in the world. SPE Uniport got that after so many years. So after that, SPE also gave me the opportunity to be a research assistant from 2020. I graduated in 2019 officially, but 2020 was when our papers and stuff came out. So from 2020 to 2023, I volunteered in different researches under different professors. Professor Adewale Dosunmu, who is now currently the consultant and HOD of Petroleum Engineering, Federal University of Tueke. And in all of those journeys, I've been able to publish about 12 papers, different researches, drilling fluid on solar systems, a whole lot of things that I speak will bring your way, a whole lot of things. And after that, in 2021, I served in Bayelsa, Ikoremo local government. Although SPE is just only one school that has SPE, that's for University of Turkey. So I was able to identify with them in all of that. And interestingly, one of the people I met in SPE, Peppo Serial, I think he's in UK now, I'm not sure of his current location. He told me about a program at the Lagos Business School that's for free. And back then I know, in fact, now taking programs at Lagos Business School are quite expensive because of the quality of education that you get. So from someone in SP, we were able to get the information, he mentored us through. I got into venture and management program, and that's like more than top 1%, only top 1% get into it. And from Unipod, I think the then Vice President Honora Sophia and I got into the program. And special thanks to SPA again for bringing such great people to my way, and I was able to get in. So after NYC, my work career to date has been okay. I've worked with NDPAC, that's National Data Power Holding Company. They are the ones in charge of the power plants. I'll speak to that later. And today I work for Radel Holding PLC, where we operate a fully integrated facility, upstream, midstream, downstream, all in one location. So my career evolution, as I've said earlier, technical director. I considered my career starting as a technical director because working as a technical director or technical secretary in SPU was is a real life work. And I've gone to a lot of interviews whereby I've spoken to people at different points. And when I tell them what I did as a technical director, they are always shocked that, oh, really, you did this much volume of work from conducting weekly meetings, bringing different speakers, the Chikuku paper day, the technical paper conferences, just to mention but a few. So I consider it as a crucial work experience because on those foundations, I build my work experience. So I also intend with NMPC, there's Atlas Code Offshore Depot in 2018. And because of my internship, I was able to design a virtual calibration software using like Microsoft Excel, which reduced auditing time by 95%. So you used to back then till this NMPC it takes them 6-7 months to reduce their downstream reports. But for that particular depot within 6 months, from the kind of experience I've gotten from SPE, I was able to design something that reduced auditing time by from 6 months to 6 weeks. So also during my NYC when I served in Bayelsa, I was able to publish 4 papers because I was still a research assistant to some professors across Nigeria, Dr. I, Professor Dusum, and I was able to do 4 papers as a serving copper. I also served as the CLO while I was serving the Cameroon local government. So I call this particular time off, the uncertain stage. So after NYC, there's always this, oh, let me get a job. A lot of options came. So with SPE, with people I talk to in SPE, with the kind of mentors I have in SPE, I got options to work in the bank. But then the question my mentor asked me then was, does this help you achieve your ultimate goal? In fact, I remember then I got an option with First Bank and the pay was way above 400. Ah, that's a good job. But then my mentors in SPE advised me not to go because that might be the end of my engineering career. And I'll branch into finance, which they think is too early. So I spoke to another mentor. He said, no, no, bank is not where you want to go. I look for other options. So I got NDPAC and the pay was like 60% lower. They advised me to go. So because of the trust I've gotten and the kind of mentorship I've gotten with them over time, I decided, okay, I will leave the first bank, which is paying more, where I have to wear suit and tie every morning and live my petroleum and gas engineering career then. But then they advised me against it. That's one of the key advantages I would say I've benefited from SPE because that mentorship stood a long way for me. So when I got to the power plant, I was doing what I love, practicing my engineering, doing my research. And at some point I was thinking, oh, most of my friends are leaving the country. Should I jackpot? Should I stay? So I said, okay, let me jackpot, let me take the GRE, take the TOEFL. I took the GRE, I had a very great score. Then what next? So, but then with people I met in SPU, mentors I've seen in SPU, people that, okay, some of them have even traveled and they're back in Nigeria. From their experience, I was, oh, I think there's a need for me to stay back before I just take the next journey. Also, in the course of my career, because of the transition and the carbonization that is happening on the global space. So I had to just take solar panel internship, which came through someone I also met in SPE. I think I met the madam while I was in for a YP program sometimes in 2016. So she recommended me for the program as a petroleum engineer. I stayed in solar system. I still design solar system. But I published a paper last year, decarbonization, powering and filling stations with solar system. So no experience you get in SPE is a waste. Everything will always align. I guarantee you that. So I also did a graduate internship with Niger Delta Power Holding Company, known as NDPHC. So there I learned the operation of turbine system. The breathing cycle that we are taught in thermodynamics, I saw it play out live. So that was just a real life. And also, I learned why we don't have 24 hours light in Nigeria. That was very, very key learning I took it from a power plant. So I stayed about 7 months in a power plant into the program was supposed to be for 1 year. So before I joined Aradel Holdings. So at Aradel Holdings PLC today, what do I do? What am I doing? So I'm learning the upstream, the midstream, and the downstream part of the oil and gas business. That's the entire value chain, all in one place. So in Aradel Holdings, we have from the reservoir to your wellhead, from your wellhead to your flow station. When you process the crude at the flow station, the gas goes to the gas plant. We have a gas plant. The oil goes to the refinery where we refine and get diesel, marine diesel, ATK, that's your kerosene. We also have HFO, all the products you can get from petroleum products, apart from PMS. And by fourth quarter this year, we should be having a Nigerian-owned company producing PMS on Nigerian grounds. That's very possible. So that's what I do as well. Currently, I'm approaching the drilling department. So I'm like doing the upstream, but the knowledge of the midstream, downstream is also being learned here. So what next? What next from Arada? So personal development on the job and off the job. Keep developing myself, which you two can key into. An XP can play a real good role. Just in the concluded NICE, while NICE made a lot of networking, learned a lot of things from different exhibitions, from different people, and all doing all this in a safe manner. Safety first, safety is very important. So before I go on, I don't know, Ella, I don't know if we can have everybody have their mic unmuted or we have to use the comment section.
I think people should just use the raise hand feature on Zoom to indicate if they have something to say. Then we can call them accordingly, so it won't be rowdy.
Well, I've been talking for the past year. I want us to take a quick break, like a brain teaser, and I want us to look at this question. So the question is, what is the remainder? So it's just a little fraction. That's like saying, if you divide 10 divided by 3, what will be the remainder? It's as simple as that. But then maybe in a more complex manner. So there's going to be a brain teaser that will last for just 2 minutes. So let's see. If you have the right answer, you can just put it in the chat box. So the first person to get it will get a prize. So this is the question. 2023 raised to power 2023 plus 2022 raised to power 2022 is divided by 10. What will be the remainder? So I'll be in the chat box waiting for the so there's a price tag to it. Twenty 2023 raised to power 2023 plus 2022 raised to power 2022, all divided by 10. What will be the remainder? If you have an idea, just put the answer in the chat box. So Ella, you help me with that, please. I can finish on time. Okay, addition is saying 5. Again has an answer. Godwin is saying 0. So we have 2 more minutes. So the question is 2023 raised for 2023 plus 2022 raised for 2022. So, okay, 2023 is for 2033 plus 2022 raised for 2022 divided by 10. what will be the remainder? Aluashi Adeoyi said 5. Godwin Umar said 7. Kingsley said 4. Orilade said infinity. Okay, let's keep the answers coming. Let's see the answers coming. It's actually a 1 minute question, but I'm giving us some time. So let's just take a break. So let's just look at the brain teaser. Let's see. Yes. Ali saying 7. Can I change my answer? You can change your answer if somebody has not picked it. So the first person to get it correct is who we give the prize to. Oh, somebody said infinity. Okay, and let's say 7. Oh, somebody saying 1. So we've practically seen every number because it's supposed to be a unit digit. I've seen 1, I've seen 2, I've seen 7, I've seen 4, I've seen 5. Hey, time up. So I've seen 6, I've seen 2, I'm seeing 4 from Ebong. Please confirm you can still hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, so the correct answer is actually 7. There's a law of indices that says every index repeats after a 4. After the fourth one, there's a cycle. So I think that's what you apply here to get this. Forget the big numbers. It actually boils down to, okay, who said it first? I think it's Ali, James Ali. So you reach out to Ella will reach out to Ella to get your prize. Congratulations, Ali. So this entire big numbers actually boils down to 3 raised to power 1 plus 2 raised to power 2. It's actually 7 over 10. So it's going to be 0, remainder 7. So congratulations. So let's move on. So industry insight, what does the future hold for us in the next 40 years? What does the future hold for you? What does the future hold for me in the oil and gas space in the next 40 years? The next 40 years, we are entering, let's say you're currently in year 1. So in the next 5 years, you should be done with your service. So get the job immediately after that, you work for 35 years. So from now to your retirement, what does the future in the energy industry hold for you? So you're studying engineering, you're part of SP, petroleum, mechanical, electrical. So these are the options that are available for you. I studied petroleum and gas engineering, and I worked in a power plant, a gas-fired power plant. So the skills are transferable. Whether you study engineering, whether I study mechanical, electrical, the basics of engineering are still universal. So this is what it will look like in the next 40 years. You have vehicles that are being charged by electricity. You have local power plants. You have homes. You have your power plant. You have wind power. You have a lot of sources of energy are coming on board. PV is coming on board to be used. You have hydropower too as well that different water bodies will be dammed in the next 40 years, dammed to generate energy, adding a turbine to the system. So the future of energy is in the next 40 years wide, and oil and gas will still play a major role. Yes, decarbonization is real, it's coming, but then oil and gas will still play a major role. So the skills you apply in petroleum engineering and gas engineering, they will still be relevant in the next 40 years. So that way your future in the next 40 years, at least your own retirement is secure. So how you do it sustainably is now in your hands. So because energy demand is going to continue be increasing on steady, on daily basis. If you're using one phone last year, you're probably using two this year. You're using one kettle last year, you're using two. Using three last year, you're using four this year. So energy demand is increasing. More companies are coming up, more generators are being bought. So you need to up your game. In the next 40 years, it's going to be an interesting journey, interesting career for you. So looking at this, for the young guys, for the young girls coming up in the oil and gas industry, what are the things you think you should be doing now? What was the future hold for you as it relates to oil and gas? So this is the data that came from Microsoft, and we've seen that for the oil and gas to really move to where they want to be, where they are much more effective and efficient, there'll be a lot of need for data analysis. A lot of data are lying fallow in the oil and gas industry. Finding in the entire engineering world in Nigeria, in Africa, a lot of data that nobody's doing anything about them. We're just generating those data and leaving them. We are not getting intelligence from those data. Let me use the word intelligence. As you can see, 53% of data in oil and gas are unstructured. They are so if you can analyze 50% of data in oil and gas, you've done a whole lot. You've given us a lot of insight into how things can be done. Exploration, development can now be done in more sustainable ways because we have data at our tips. If we have the data, we look into it. Drilling and completion, we're already looking at automatic drilling, autonomous drilling, whereby you automate the entire process. Production, whereby your data are gathered, you have the data to being used in Bonga feed already, and a lot of things are complex. And security, how to manage your energy and ensure that you are secure, is reliable, is affordable, is acceptable, is available. So these are things data will do for you. Big data analysis is going to be the next big thing in oil and gas. Oil and gas will still remain, but then to be efficient in the system, to be effective in the system, you need to have data at your fingertips. You need to be able to look at data and and do what you need to do to ensure that you reduce cost, basically. So what do I do next? What do you do next? That's the question. For your own professional development, what are you doing? So I will advise you keying into SPE, it's going to do you a whole lot of good. A whole lot of good because for me, SPE has helped me has created a pathway for me whereby I have mentors. I'm also mentoring people too. It is a two-way thing. In fact, during this last night, I have about four of my mentors presenting paper on different topics. Their final year project, what they've done, how they did it, and I was very, very proud of them. So what's the next thing for you to do? Key in into SPE, be active in your chapter, be active in the section, keep learning, have mentors that you speak to on every step you want to take. Try it as it relates to your professional development, but career-wise, personal development-wise. Keep your SPE, ask questions. I ask questions a whole lot. People are even tired of my questions at some point. So keep asking questions. How is the industry going? During my own days, we used to have these issues from BPs, BP, ExxonMobil, Energy Outlook. So we look at it, and that helped us, stay abreast of the industry. Oh, this is what industry is going into. This is what we should be doing now. This is how we should be doing it. Or production is going to be off by next year. It's going to be done by next year. How do I prepare to get into the oil and gas industry? A lot of those things are easily available. In fact, using the SPE website, the register member, using the SPE website, you can get a lot of access, a lot of them. So for your own professional development, I would advise you stick to SPE. SPE can take you from point zero to where you never imagined yourself to be in the near future. So this is how far SP has taken me. So I just, when Ella told me to send in my slide, I went to my Google Photos and looked at past pictures that's of things I've done in SP. So this was me in University of Port Harcourt 2019 and went for energy for me at different schools. They definitely interact with a lot of kids out there, motivated them. And here we are today. At least during the just concluded now is one of the data scientists that Chevron commended their work was actually a boy I told not to study civil engineering. I remember telling him 20 some years ago that study petroleum engineering and not civil engineering. And here he is today, he's a final year in University of Port Harcourt and he's doing very well. So this was me in 2021 when I was presenting my paper on utilization of PMS and EGO tanks. And this was me in 2023 presenting an e-poster. Yeah, this was me just concluded NIAS. I'm publishing almost of my parts for free because SP gave me that leverage. So, and this is how far I've come from internship, almost IT, ISP played a crucial role as well because then Chikezie was the current MD CEO of HSI Energies. And then it was with ADAC. So, he recommended us for a lot of internship opportunities. 2023 when I was 20 PAC. This is me on the Jordan rig with Aradel Holdings. So, as I leave you this day, as we go for our various businesses this evening, I think Roosevelt once said, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. So, if you have a dream, you believe in the beauty of the dream, definitely the future belongs to you. So, in all you do, know that you have a future, you have a dream. And one of the best ways you can achieve your dream is to be with SP. As far as you're in the oil and gas sector, you're in the energy sector, you're in the engineering world. SP will help you get right there. So, questions and answer. And I say thank you. So if you have any question, please let me know. You can use the chat box. So if you have any questions, please you can use the chat box or signal by raising up your hand.
I do have a question. I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know. I'll be trying to find raise hand. I cannot find it. I don't know
All
if
right,
I
go
can
ahead
go
to your
ahead.
question.
Okay, thank you very much. So from your presentation, you rightly mentioned that you took GRE exam. That means you were on the path of going for graduate school, and you took a step backward and said, okay, let me stay back and flourish here in Nigeria, of which, from what we can see, you're actually doing well. So my question now is, what gave you that conviction and what changed that path? Or is it that there's a plan in the future that you're going to still pursue that path? And what gave you that realization? Honestly, I just want to know. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, James, for that question. So, as I said, I call that time a time of uncertainty. So, I looked at all the options available to me, and they are really, really great options. I'll call them great options. I think my GRE was like, okay, I want to travel abroad. What are the requirements? Oh, you have to write a GRE, you have to do this. I said, okay, if that be the case, I'll take the GRE. And I did very, very well. Very, very well. But I've been preparing for it quite like I like, because during our final days in the university, there's this thing. Okay, everybody's familiar with Petro Quiz here. So we're preparing for Petro Quiz. I was a technical director. So as technical director, I have to, although I intentionally took myself off the team because I wanted to allow others to participate. So, but then we're still using some GRE past questions, we're using GMAT questions. That prepared me a lot. So by the time I wrote my GRE, I think my cons, I had a perfect score. I don't 70 over 170. But then when I spoke to my mentor, the question was looking at my own person, this is personal now, my long-term goal what I needed to achieve, I need hands-on experience. So should I have taken the option of, okay, after I think I got admission to 2 or 3 universities. I got admission to 2 universities, 2 in the UK, 1 in US, Tulsa. So if I've taken that option, the hands-on experience I want to have about Nigeria, oil and gas, Nigeria energy space, I wouldn't have that kind of robust knowledge I have now. So in the future, even if I decide to still leave, I'll still come back because I now have what it takes to be a leading voice in the oil and gas now. So what XP gave me was mentors who had walked through that path before. 3 out of 4 of them I spoke to on the PhD, the fourth one is running up his PhD now. So getting that 1 year, 2 years experience that gives me a leverage so that when I'm even going to take my master's, PhD, postdoc in the nearest future, I already have a good industry hands-on. Because what they notice in the academia is this: a lot of people who are in the academia don't have industry experience. So if I want to go back to the academia and I have industry experience, it's going to be a double leverage for me. So based on that advice, I looked at it and said, I think I need to stay back, get the hands-on experience before I move. So that was what informed my decision.
Okay, thank you very much. Just to follow up on that response, I don't know if you allow me. Can I go on?
Yeah, please go on.
Okay, I want to paint a scenario for you. Probably you should give me your advice. A scenario that comes from this point of view, where you have someone who willingly want to sponsor you out there for a graduate program, and this person has been with you, is a sponsor with you for quite some time. In your year 2, he said, okay, let me sponsor this guy. He's doing well. Drop from school, come over, do your undergraduate over there and become sound. That's promising, but then you chose not to go at that point because it was early for you. Now you decided to finish with the hope that when you are done, you go for a graduate school, right? This same man is still there, ready to push you and is paying all the bills, GRA fees and all that. And now you want to work in the industry. You want to be a full-time, you have a future in this industry, but then there's graduate school and the option is there. Just like you had the option of staying back to build on that experience and you place yourself in that same condition, would you go on with that graduate program or you still stay back and build on that experience? Or don't you think
No,
it's going to
it
be...
depends. It depends. But then I have friends who are currently, I would say, peers I met with HPE. Obasi Emmanuel is currently in the US, Gerard is in the UK, those are friends from Futo. Clinton happens to be Ella's cultural when we're in school. There's quite a number of them are abroad. So when I speak to them, what I notice is this. When you have hands-on industry experience, it helps you fine-tune how you do your research as a graduate student. Not saying that if you don't have hands-on experience, you won't still be fine. You'll be very fine. But then they who are currently doing their graduate school in the US, UK, in Europe, all around the world, Saudi Arabia, Brazil, they've seen that, oh, because of the way our own education system is designed in Nigeria, hands-on experience bridge a lot of gap. In fact, there are a lot of researches that you would do in Nigeria today. In the laboratory, to make sense, when you show it to a field engineer, will tell you, no, this won't pass because of this particular constraint, that you are not aware of. So one, it depends on the person. What is your end term goal? What do you want to achieve? Oh, I want to achieve A, B, and C. Oh, this person has gone through A, B, and C. Let him advise you. And that's one thing SP give you mentors who can advise you in that direction. Okay, wait, can you delay this your career program for 2 years? For the next 3 years? So when you have 3 years experience, because by the time you have 3 years experience, you're applying, you already know exact research area or aspect you want to go to or you want to go for. So that's what the experience, for me, that was what the experience did for me. Let me fine tune what research area I really want to go for. What the hands-on experience I have now has answered a lot of questions for me. So it's a personal thing. When the person looks at, okay, this is what I want to achieve. This I'm going. I have sponsors. I have funding. I can go then come back, or I want to go and stay in the US or in the UK and work or stay in the other part of the world. So it's a personal thing.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I'll allow others to ask that question now. Thank you.
Okay, let me take it from the base. Success Oriade is asking, what is the reason why we don't have constant power in Nigeria and how can we solve it as engineers? So basically, the reason why we don't have constant power in Nigeria is this. Number one, we don't have good infrastructure that can help us have constant power across Nigeria. So our grid in Nigeria is about 13,000 megawatts. That's about 13 GB. And no condition will you have that grid take up to 7,000. The grid will crash. We've always had the grid crashing, right? And I think in the past 2 years, we've not even gotten up to 5,000 megawatts. So we don't have enough power plants to generate the kind of energy that will give us 24 hours power. And the ones we have, they are still not sufficient. And finally, government bureaucracy. A lot of government answers some of these things because then you work for government in Nigeria, you are not always optimal because there's no KPI, nobody's forcing you to do a lot of things. Or nobody is putting pressure on you. Let me not say forcing. Nobody's putting pressure on you to deliver some tasks. So a lot of government bureaucracy. Maybe if you go to private hands, we can then have it, and then maybe you have decentralized grid whereby each geopolitical zone will have their grid. So those are the major factors why we don't have constant power. So if you're an electrical engineer in the house, you should be looking at how Nigeria can, use decentralized grid across board. That will help us a long way solve our energy problems. Okay, Kingsley Moore, I don't know your chapter, but then your question is, I have been in the meeting from beginning, but I have a question. I have been active in SP business, but I don't understand 100% what SP is about. I love being sincere and frank. So thank you for your sincerity. So I don't know who SP president, SP chapter president is, but I think you should talk to SP president because SP basically is about bringing professionals together, engineers. It's called Society of Petroleum Engineers, but it's not limited to only petroleum engineers, but basically people working in the oil and gas industry. So as a student, you're part of the upcoming oil and gas engineers. So, and with that, that will give you a leverage that, oh, you already have a better overview of what the industry looks like. Oh, okay. You say Covenant Ezekiel is my press. So Covenant Ezekiel, I think you have a task, you have a job to do. You can also reach out to Ella as well to guide you in this regard. So SP is just a place where you can get mentorship, materials, there's books. You have a lot of online access. If you're a registered SP member, you have a lot of online access. What's currently going on in the industry, update on the news. Global news, not just Nigeria, not just Nigeria. And you also have opportunities to attend conferences where you see the key players in the oil and gas industry come together and they discuss about the problem, the challenges, the opportunities, and you too can key into any of these. You can get to learn, publish your papers for free when you're done with your final projects, you want to publish it. SP gives you that leverage, just get yourself attending IAs and you can always publish your paper. That's what I've been doing. So there's a lot more, and I would like your president confidence indicator to maybe sit you down and explain a lot of things to you. So do I have any other questions?
Are there any more questions for Emmanuel? All right. In the absence of any other question, I can say that it's safe to call it an evening. Thank you very much for doing that. To be honest, you literally inspired a lot of us on this call. Confirm you can hear me clearly.
I can hear you clearly.
Hello. Okay. You inspired a lot of us on this call with your career journey. Myself, I can relate to some of the things you said as that's your career development since your journey. I just when my career began, right? That is when I actually knew what I was doing or started thinking in a different manner, and I started putting myself out there. So Emmanuel is a great example of how SPE can, revolutionize your career. And just be sure, I hope we are learning from these ALP series. So if you are, I want to just drop your comments in the chat box. Let's know that these things are actually like benefiting you and is impacting you, right? So once again, thank you very much, Emmanuel, for honoring our invitation. I think the next thing now on our agenda would be to take pictures, if I'm not mistaken. So Simeon, are you set to take pictures?
Okay.
Hello, Simeon.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, can we take pictures?
Sure, we can.
All right. So for posterity's sake, let us document this moment. I encourage everyone turn on your cameras. The 16 of us on the call. I mean, you guys are rock stars. You stayed up until this time. So turn on your cameras. Let us document this. Wonderful, wonderful.
Okay.
All right. So
Yeah.
Simeon, are we good?
Yes, we are good. Thank you.
Okay. I don't know if Justice is on the call. I'll wipe it here for him to take the
I can't see
yeah.
him either. It's not on the
All right.
call.
Okay. Since Justice is not on the call, I would want Joshua Ate to do the honors. Joshua Ate is our chairperson for industry collaboration. So if you have gone for any field trip in the past 12 months, Joshua was the one that made that possible. So please, Joshua does the honors of taking the closing remarks.
Okay, thank you very much, Ella, for the opportunity. Hello, everyone. Please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Firstly, I want to really appreciate Emmanuel Ayodele for taking out time off his schedule to do this ALP. We don't take it for granted, and we greatly appreciate your time and the knowledge you have shared with everyone on the call this evening. Indeed, the benefit of SPE can never be overemphasized. Every one of us that have been participating actively for a while now have our different stories to share. Maybe someday I'll also have an opportunity to share mine, because I'm also one very typical example of the good SPE has done. Everything about my career to where I am right now, I will attribute it greatly to SPE. Just to make it brief, I also want to appreciate you all that have made out time to be on this call. You probably have other things you're doing, but you created time to join this ambassadorial lecture program. This is just one of the many avenues the SP have in the collection and dissemination of technical information, which is one of the primary objectives of this society. I urge you all to continue to participate and volunteer in the SP space at your different SP chapters, and trust me, you would not regret it. Okay, I know a couple of you here on the call, Collins Oko, I think I know Nelson Igu. Many of you here have been reaching out to me from time to time, and we have been interacting at different levels, and I've been sharing supports. So this is the kind of opportunity SP gives. Okay, people that ordinarily you won't have access to, you would have access to them courtesy of SP. Yeah. James, I see you too. Well done. So yeah, as you all go back to your respective activities or back to what you're doing, I want you to carry this spirit along. Do not settle for less, and there is always more that you can achieve, and there is always more that you can do. Do not limit yourself at all. And definitely, I'll see you all at the top. Thank you so much for making our time to be here. I'll see you all at the next ALP or the next SP event. Thank you so much. Ella, back to you.
All right, thank you, Joshua, for that wonderful remark. It's safe to say good night to everyone. So this is me signing out. Good night. Have a wonderful night rest. Enjoy your evening.
Good night. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Thank
everyone.
you, everyone. Good night. Good night, everyone. Oh, I'm sorry.